Welcome back to WBTV News on Bounce. Now it's time to discuss a few topics affecting families across the country. It's so good to have Mama Mack back on our show tonight. She's always here on Tuesday. She's Brigida's mom, of course. Great to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to be here.
We got some good stuff to talk about. Let's get to it. A New Jersey elementary school is making sure that Halloween is kept away from the classroom this year. The principal at Seth Boyden Elementary in Maplewood says letters were sent home last week as a reminder that students can't have Halloween parties at school. He says the school's diversity prompted the Halloween celebration decision. The letter said in part, well, in the past, in school celebrations of Halloween have made many of our students feel left out. And as a result, we have decided not to hold in-school Halloween activities. The principal says about 20% of the school's student body did not participate in last year's celebration. So, Mama Mack, do you think this is a good reason to keep Halloween out of schools? Could they have thought of better alternatives? Is it hurting some of the students? Or?
I think they could, 20%, not 50%, 20%. And so you have the other 80 having to suffer. I think, I always loved Halloween. I'm sorry, when I was younger and we had the best fun and all that. And I just think that kids should celebrate it. If it's a nice environment, you don't have to worry about anybody getting hurt or crazy people doing stupid stuff.
Yes.
Right.
The only thing I can think of, I don't know if this was like a, heavily religious segment of the community or Maplewood. I don't know anything about Maplewood, New Jersey, or if there was a large population of perhaps Jehovah's Witnesses, who people who practice that faith, who go to the school because they don't believe in celebrating holidays. And I also say just religious period, because, a lot of churches will offer Halloween alternatives because they think the connection between it and, the devil and whatever. But I was raised in a very Christian home. Every day the church was open, we were in there.
Yes.
And
two or three times, right?
Yeah, yeah, especially on first Sunday.
Keep you in there all day.
So, and we celebrated Halloween.
Yeah.
We dressed up. We went trick-or-treating, mom
Sometimes.
and dad. We had the homemade costumes, checked the candy before we ate it.
Yep.
We were always accompanied, by you guys, so you and Dad.
Yeah.
I just think it's,
maybe the school could have found a way to incorporate everybody.
Something else,
Yes.
for those that didn't want to participate, it's not mandatory.
We have another situation
Yeah,
for
you
them.
have another alternative.
I mean, what's next? You do away with giving away Valentine's, on Valentine's Day? Okay, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the next topic here. Is middle school too early for kids to couple up? Mama Mack, several kids were asked by The Atlantic, a media company based in Washington, D.C., about what it's like to date in middle school. Some of their answers, pretty hilarious. Roll it.
And they don't care about girls. All they care about is basketball. I don't know, that kind of pressure, I don't really need that right now in my life.
So as a kid, it's not really serious. I mean, maybe you go to Starbucks or Chipotle or something.
Really busy with sports and Hebrew school and preparing for my bar mitzvah, so I don't have a lot of time for that.
But Mama Mack, what kind of talk should parents have, with children who want to date in middle school?
No dating. I would say you can talk on the phone. I would say that it's okay to hold hands if you have to, walking, at school, or if the guy's a gentleman and he wants to carry your books, something other like that there, but...
Old school.
Dating.
Leave it to Beaver kind of stuff.
No.
So not even in a group setting, no dating. I'm just asking for clarity.
No.
I mean, I was not allowed to do that.
No, that's right.
I was able to talk on the phone.
That's right.
As
We
long
have
as
a
I
nice
adhere to the
conversation,
curfew.
limited time.
Yeah, there we go. And hold hands on the way to class.
Something
I did
like
that. But that was considered, dating. You hold hands maybe at lunch, the schoolyard,
that was
recess.
big time stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't really dating. It was more like a little courting kind of deal thing where you don't get all serious, and talk about love and you.
Nobody's got time for that. I will go ahead and admit,
You had some girlfriends.
I got my first kiss when I was in middle school.
Yeah,
it was on the playground. It was a special moment. But there was no dating. It was just like a little peck, and it was it. It was very innocent.
It was a peck. That was it. It was
very
innocent.
It was
No
very
prolonged contact.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa.
What was her name?
Lisa.
Lisa. Oh, must have been
Lisa. Y'all can get it. We need to get it. Let me get out of this one.
Yeah, before you need a shovel like last night.
Yeah, there we go. Mama Mack, we want your take tonight's sound off. Come on over here too, Lee. Come on over here too. I want to hear what she has to say.
Because she's worked with blood donations before with the Red Cross,
yes.
so that's why we want her take on it. But this Alabama judge gave defendants in hundreds of criminal cases an option to give blood or to go to jail if they were unable to pay court fees.
Now, Judge Marvin Wiggins is facing a judicial ethics complaint filed by Montgomery-based Southern Poverty Law Center. The document says Judge Wiggins threatened defendants in more than 500 criminal cases.
Some had cases like hunting after dark, assault, drug possession, bad checks, writing bad checks. The complaint noted the judge said the sheriff had enough handcuffs for those unable to pay fines and unwilling to donate blood at a donor drive outside the courthouse.
The civil rights organization says many defendants donated blood out of fear of facing time in jail. So we want to know what you think about the judge's actions. Was it a way to serve justice in court? Lee, what's your response to this topic first before we go to Mama Mack as far as the blood donations and things of that nature?
Well, I was the communications director, so I didn't specifically work in blood services, but I'm pretty sure if you are paid for blood, it can't be used in humans. So it can be used for research and things like that, but I'm not sure how that would factor in. If it's like a payment, if it's in place of money, because isn't that what it was? If they can't pay their fines, they could pay in blood. So I wonder how that would...
Donor drive, I don't know. So I don't know if
they
that
set up a
was
donor drive
considered
outside the
as
courthouse and
payment.
said if you don't pay your fines, you can
Right. If you can't pay your fines, then in
do that.
exchange. So I hear what you're saying. That brings up an excellent point because I had never thought of that.
I do think it should be voluntary, though. I think, yeah.
Mama Mack?
Well, if you got a choice, jail or blood, we better go with the blood.
You're just like me.
You know, because that just nothing. You don't know what you're going to get if you go to the jail.
Might get a little worse than bloodshed.
I know. Crazy people are in the jail.
Well, and it doesn't sound like it was a thing given to violent offenders,
No.
people who write bad checks. You're hunting after dark. You're not supposed to, you know. So if it's that, I mean, if you've ever gotten a speeding ticket, that court fee gets your whole bill to 200 plus. If I can just pay the speeding fine and donate a little blood.
Rolling it up. If it's legal, if it's like you said, if it's legal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it helps
So-
people. I mean, it
Right,
does help
right,
people.
right.
Yes.
And as producer Amanda said, they do screen to make sure that you're good to
Right,
go
they
and
do.
that your blood
They do.
is.
And I think that's what the
good.
judge's plan was, to try to help people and say, look,
Okay.
if you can't do this, then do this
Yeah.
and help the community. You know,
Okay.
so,
It's amazing how things are always misconstrued.
Right, true,
You know, when
yes.
you're trying to do something good, you know, nobody can see the good, but they always see.
we know that working in television. Mama Mack, always a pleasure to see you here. Thank you, Lee, for joining us.
Thank you.
On your first Mama Mack appearance, right? All right, good deal.
Love you.
We'll be right back.